Hey boys, NinjaNamedJay here, and I've got a very special video for you guys today. This is a movie I've been wanting to watch for fucking years. At least since I was in high school, and that's like fucking going on 5 years now. So originally this video was supposed to be a Valentine's Day special, but then I was lazy and I was like, fuck it, I'll make it a Black History Month video. But even then I was still too lazy, so hey, at least it's getting done now. And you will see why I wanted to make this video for those special occasions. Today we will be looking at the movie Neo-Ned. Neo-Ned stars Jeremy Renner and Gabrielle Union. Gabrielle Union is Dwayne Wade's wife, as well as the mother of the beautiful Zaire Wade. Now I'll just give a quick description to, hook you in on this movie. It's about a neo-Nazi named Ned falling in love with a black woman who believes she is Adolf Hitler. Now, if that doesn't catch your attention, I don't fucking know what will. So I think we'll just dive right in and go look at the movie. So the movie's amazing, but it starts off with a big pet peeve of mine. And that's in movies and TV shows, when they do, a flashback at the start. Like, I don't know how to describe it because I'm a fucking idiot. But it shows the end of the movie at the start, And that's just really fucking annoying to me. After that, where it shows the ending, it goes into a flashback of Ned and how his dad left, and yeah. So we see him at the mental hospital, and he's absolutely fucking chimping the fuck out. Like, he is going crazy in that motherfucker. And whilst he's going crazy, another patient comes in and she's also acting crazy, and it is a black woman. And they've got they have Ned on the ground looking like fucking George Floyd in that motherfucker, and he's just looking over and he's seeing this bitch in the same position. He's like, damn, what the fuck, what's up with that? Why is there a black bitch in my mental hospital? Right after that happens, they're having this like little recess period, I guess, and Ned goes up and introduces himself. And she's like, all speaking German and stuff, pretending to be Hitler. And he says something very strange. He says that Hitler is in hell. Now, I don't think a member of the Aryan Brotherhood would say this. A bit weird that is. But, after he goes and introduces himself, he goes back to his buddy. And his buddy's like, yo, what happened? And then Ned's like, Hitler made me his top man, his right-hand man. He's his top guy.
I'm Hitler's top guy. What am I gonna do? Adolf Hitler chose me to lead the revolution.
But yeah, then we have another scene right after that, and he's just laying some absolute game. He's just dropping N-bomb after N-bomb after fucking N-bomb, and that's how you pick up, a dark-skinned queen. Like, there's so many potential for memes out of this one scene. Like, I think I might upload the scenes to fucking Instagram, they're gonna get like 100k likes. We know what it's like on Instagram, After this, we get a little serious. We find out why Rachel is, all fucked up in the head. And we have a flashback while she's sleeping, or daydreaming, I forgot, to when she was a child, and she was doing this like modeling gig. There was this guy, and I shouldn't be laughing. He touched her. But yeah, all the patients, they're doing this therapy session. And we also see Ned's background. You see, after his dad left, his mother was unfit to raise him. So he got adopted by this family. They try to kill themselves in their car, in the garage. The old trick. But Ned just got the fuck out of the car because he needed to piss. So this became a huge story in the news, and he went back to live with his mother, and the therapist tries to make this gay Reddit psychoanalysis of him, and then Rachel comes in and clutches up, and she's like, everyone's fucked up, who cares, it's just a story. Like, shut the fuck up, therapy's a joke. But after this, Ned appreciates that comment, her backing him up, so he tries to, rizz her up a little. And she's reading Mein Kampf, which is like, I don't think a mental facility would allow you to read Mein Kampf. But then Ned comes along and he's like, oh, I've never read it. Like, you're a member of the Aryan Brotherhood. How have you never read Mein Kampf? Everyone's read it, let's be honest. And, you know, she's laying down some game to him. He says something very interesting. He's like, "You're not like the other blacks, I like you." She isn't like the other blacks. So true. And, you know, she's like, "Oh, why do you hate the blacks so much?" And he's like, "Well, if I can't hate the blacks, then who should I hate?" Like, I have an idea. They wear small hats. They have big noses. You know, they've done much worse to humanity. After this, you know, he's sitting on the lawn outside, and he's with Ethan Suplee, you know, the big dude from My Name is Earl, and also, you know, American History X, which is funny because, you know, that's another skinhead movie, you know, neo-Nazi movie. So I like to imagine this is like a sequel where his character in there reformed and became like a mental facility guard. And, you know, they're talking, Ned and Ethan's character, and he's like, "What are lips like?" He's like, "Are they all rubbery?" And you know what, boys? From my personal experience, they're pretty soft because, you know, they're rather large. In the next scene, we have Rachel. She's in her bedroom, and Ned comes in and gives her this drawing with bees shooting guns and shit, and a bunch of swastikas. And here we learn that, you know, unfortunately for Ned and the audience, she's a single mother. You know, statistically, we should have already assumed that. But fuck, man. And Ned's like, "Where's the father?" She's like, "You don't need to know that, because of course the father is not in her life." She got that baby daddy. She don't know where that motherfucker is. And then we get this other thing where they're doing these like stretch exercises and shit. And, you know, he ditches Joey. Fuck that motherfucker. He goes and matches up with Rachel, because, you know, he wants some pussy at this point, and it's quite obvious. And he's like, she's like, "Oh, do you have to be racist all the time or some shit?" And he's like, oh, I forgot the context, but he's just like, "Just because I'm racist doesn't mean I'm not sensitive." Like, true. So fucking true. But after this, unfortunately, Ned gets kicked out of the hospital. He just, you know, they believe he can't be reformed. He's getting all this stuff. He's got these really nice boots. I kind of want them myself. You know, I'll do the craziest opium type fit, let's be honest. You know, he gets his boots, and then he gets some... He must be a Kanye fan. He bought some new Ye merch. So he gets there, he fucks off. He's just, you know, chilling, drinking, and then he fucking steals a Volkswagen, because of course he's gonna drive a Volkswagen. And, you know, he's chilling. Then the next day happens. And previously, the mental hospital facility, they were planning, you know, a zoo trip, a nice little getaway. Ned goes back. He goes to the zoo trip, and he's like, "Yo, Rachel, I'm here to hang out with you guys." And to be honest, there was a missed joke here. Zoo, you know, zoos have, you know, animals like monkeys. And I'm just saying, there could have been a joke. Ned could have made a joke here, but they failed. And that's alright, And, you know, he's talking to her, and he's like, "Yo, we should leave. I like you. I fuck with you." And she's like, "I don't know why, but I like you too." And he's like, "Oh, it's because I'm like, you know, charismatic or whatever." But let's be honest, the real reason she likes him and is drawn to him is because of his Aryan aura. Let's be fucking honest. It's white boy swag. That's the real reason. You know, I've seen this in real life. I've experienced this in real life. Aryan aura is real. Yeah, but after this, he's, you know, he's with his bitch riding, and he's playing this like hardcore music, and she doesn't really like it because, you know, that type of music is for your vril. You need to have a high vril count to understand that type of music. And I've seen videos of like interracial couples, you know, the good kind, where there'll be this ethnic girl and this white guy driving, and he's playing, you know, some black metal or some shit. And they're always like, what the fuck? If you're in a relationship with a white man, you should expect him to sometimes play this type of music. Let's be honest. You know, I don't always want to listen to rap. I can't always be listening to Ken Carson or Marvy. Fuck you know about Marvy. Sometimes I want to listen to some fucking Boozum. Let's be honest. I want to listen to some fucking Varg. You know, it starts raining. They got a drop top. It starts raining. They pull into this like abandoned gas station or whatever, and they fuck. And after this, they go to his mum's house. I think she owns like a trailer park or whatever. Rachel asks Ned something, and this is something I'm pretty sure this is brought up in every IR relationship. She's like, "Is your mum racist?" If you're ever dating a non-white girl, they will always ask you this. You know, are your parents racist? You know, we meet her mum. She's like, "Oh, I love Whoopi Goldberg, by the way," and she's really obsessed with the times she was on TV getting interviewed because, you know, Ned's fucking foster family tried to kill him. You know, they killed themselves. Which reminds me of that mum from Requiem for a Dream. But yeah, Ned's talking to his mum and he's like, "Oh, we're engaged, by the way. Can you give us a trailer?" And she's like, "Yeah, you guys can get a fucking trailer." So now they're together. You know, official. And it's really sweet. They're like cleaning up the house. It's a really beautiful moment in this movie. While they're cleaning, she's like on the bed or whatever, and he says something that is so fucking true and real. And I'm just gonna paraphrase. He says that the best bitches are the bad bitches who don't know that they are bad, and that is so fucking real. Always try to find a bad bitch that don't know she's bad. That's some real fucking shit. So yeah, they're like chilling in bed or whatever, and they both decide to get jobs. And I love this. You know, because, you know, if she's dating another type of man, maybe he wouldn't get a job. I mean, he'll try to get another source of income, maybe in a legal type of way, but not a legal way. You know, Ned's a good man, so he gets a real job. As a cook, you know, he's putting fries in the bag. But it's good money, it's good money. And then we get this fucking scene in the supermarket, and Ned's kind of just fooling around, and this fucking black bitch walks past him, and she's like, shit, stay with your own sister. And you always see this on like Instagram, where like a black woman's dating a white man. There'll always be these fucking jealous, ugly, fucking chopped black bitches in the comments saying that exact fucking shit. I'm not even kidding. It's always so funny. They're always so jealous. But then, you know, we start to see Ned turning a new leaf. You know, he's up at the counter. He meets this dude who arrested him, the policeman, and he's like, "Oh, you know, I was a violent, evil neo-Nazi, but she told me to love, not hate." You can also hate whilst loving. I'm just saying. But, you know, after this, he like walks to the car or whatever, eating ice cream, and he's just, you know, talking to her, and they're talking about their experiences and shit. And she was like, "You know, I didn't actually believe I was Hitler. I just wanted to be crazy. And then they get fucking jumped. These motherfuckers steal their Volkswagen. And then there's like, "Fuck them Jews. They must have been Jews." And she's like, oh, she gives this fucking absolutely gay and soy Reddit speech of all time. She's like, "Do you always need to blame someone? There's always going to be bad people." Like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You're wrong. You're fucking wrong. You hate to see it. You just fucking hate to see it, boys. But anyway, after this, they're walking. They're still talking about, like, their experiences, like, how they got to the mental facility. And then it's revealed, it's kind of obvious throughout the movie, that Ned actually didn't murder anyone. So he was in the mental facility, by the way, for, you know, murdering a black guy. But it's revealed that he didn't. The black dude was already dead before he got found at the scene. He was at the scene with his, you know, Aryan Brotherhood boys, and they wanted to initiate him by letting Ned fucking kick the dead body or whatever. So yeah, he basically didn't murder anyone. And then they find their car, because the car was a complete shitbox. And he's like, you know, there must be an angel watching over us. Like, yeah, the angel was called Heinrich Himmler. But, oh, fuck, man. You know, I shouldn't be laughing, because a terrible thing happens next. he burns his Kanye West merch. You just hate to say it, boys. You just hate to see it. He burns his Ye merch. But anyway, he's had his job, you know, fucking putting the fries in the bag. And some of his old homies come to the restaurant. And they're like, yo, you should fucking come to this party. And then Ned fucking quits his job and goes to the party and cheats on his bitch with a white woman. A fucking... Oh, it's always a white woman, man. It's always these fucking snow bunnies. Come on, boys. You can't be cheating on your bitch with these snow bunnies. I'm trying to fucking tell you.
Black queens forever. Snow bunnies never.
The next morning, he goes home. And she's waiting for him. Rachel is waiting for him. And she just knows. Instantly, just right off the bat. She's like, who was it? I know you cheated. And he's like, it was a mistake. And we see some pretty good acting in these next couple scenes. Especially from Jeremy Renner in this scene. He's just pouring his heart out. Like... Don't break up with me, you know, I'll do anything. I'll you know, little cucked. I'll help raise your daughter. And he's like, I'm so sorry. And this is actually a really good scene. It is. It's truly a good scene. Then she's like, oh, at the very least, can you drive me to the train station to, you know, go home to my mum's house where I need to raise my child. And he agrees. And he's driving her. And it's like, yo, I gotta make a quick stop. And they stop at this photography place, this modeling place. And she knows instantly what this place is. This is where the dude who molested her works. And he's like, I'm gonna kill the motherfucker. And he walks in, he fucking smacks him with the camera stand. She comes in, she's like, stop. And Ned's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you for what you did to her. And he's like, I didn't do anything, I don't even know her. And she's like, yes the fuck you did. And then he starts lying, saying you know, he didn't do it, or, you know, that she asked for it, she was asking for it, and she's like, fuck you, and kills him. Just kills the pedo, just goes, bah, 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 bah. Turns him into fucking Swiss cheese. Bah, bah, bah. You know, he kills the motherfucker, and then Ned takes the blame, she rides off, he goes to prison, she's like raising the kid, he meets his dad in prison, it's pretty Kino, his mum goes on this talk show. And that's the end of the movie. Now, I actually really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was really funny. Because, you know, I'm dumb. I got an 8-year-old fucking sense of humor. If someone says the N-word, I'm going to fucking laugh. But I found it genuinely funny. And it is actually a really sweet story. The meat and potatoes, you know, it's a modern day Romeo and Juliet. If you think about it really hard, it really is. You know, two people from sides that they, you know, shouldn't be messing with coming together. You know, I can relate to it a lot. So, you know, me and who. But, yeah, so I think you can see why I wanted this to be, you know, a Valentine's Day special and then a Black History Month special. The movie's free on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube. I'm probably, like, using the clips. You know, all 480p of them. But, yeah, I just really wanted to show you guys this movie. It's really funny. I love it. It's really based. The most based rom-com of all fucking time. It's getting really late as of recording. It's like 12:15 and I need to go to the gym. But anyway, other than that, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. I love you.